trailer for the next installment of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I was eager to, by playing the trailer, then I was eager to hear what is coming next. And what is coming next is that Krishnadas Kaviraj is explaining why we should have faith in these wonderful pastimes of Mahaprabhu empowering others, the glories of the holy name, etc. So, where we left off at that time, the chapter Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila, chapter 3, then we will continue from there. And just to get us in the spirit, in the mood, it's not possible to have this low and sort of invisible. It can look up from below. It doesn't have to be kind of in the face. You can put it down, like this.
The only problem is the gasket is ruined, so if you put it like that, it'll probably continue to fall. But that may be okay.
With
So
all
I try to
our,
keep it straight.
all our high-tech equipment. Okay. It's just from the reader's point of view, it's much less intrusive if it's...
Certainly.
Anyway, just to get into the flow of what's been taking place, we'll just read the last. I was going to think, usually we read one or two of the last verses, but they're all so wonderful that we may read more than one or two of the last verses to get into the mood. And then is going to be why we should have faith in all these things. And I am looking forward to reading that. So, we are all here together to hear. So, this is about Mahaprabhu's pastimes.
Where are we, please, Maharaj? Where are we, please?
We are Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Seva Ashram, a beautiful ashram where Govinda Mela is taking place in the temple room in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila, chapter number 3, verse number 200. And that's a good question, because now it says we're on like 270, but I've already come back to 200. Okay. I'm going backwards. Okay, so the last thing was where we're going to join, and this may be a little bit of repetition, but repetition of a good thing is also very good. Okay, I'm very happy that devotees have come. Please put down all the other mats somewhere, without any exception, so that anybody coming in are welcome. Devotees can sit here also, maybe not exactly with the back to Guru Maharaj, but another 3 or 4 devotees. So Maya came to try to lure, or we can say test, to show the glories, in one sense, of Haridas Thakur, the glories of the pure devotees. And Haridas Thakur completely undisturbed. Not only that, Maya Devi confessed what she was doing, and she said, please, I pray to receive the holy name from you. So she received initiation from Haridas Thakur this way. So wonderful things taking place. Now, after thus being instructed by Haridas Thakur, Maya left with great pleasure after receiving her instruction, essentially initiation. Unfortunately, some people have no faith in these narrations. Alright, so this is where we begin. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So putting your feet on it. Alright. So Antya-lila, chapter 3, text number 262. During the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya to inaugurate the Krishna consciousness movement Even such personalities as Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and the 4 Kumars took birth upon this earth, being allured by ecstatic love of Lord Krishna. This is 500 years ago, the time of your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. Not very long ago. And in Europe, and we were talking yesterday, we were talking yesterday about one of the places in Europe. We were taken on a tour, and they said, in Jerusalem, they said, oh, this wall is only 600 years old. This one is 1,300 years old. This one is, there are places which are, very much existing from the 500 years ago. Maybe not in America, because here the world began how many years ago? 500 years ago, right? So anyway, 500 years is not so long back. Acha, very Indian of you.
Sorry.
Very Indian of you. A little louder and you'll be. A little louder and much longer and you'll be very Indian. Alright, so next verse. During the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya, to inaugurate the Krishna consciousness movement, even such personalities as Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva and the 4 Kumars took birth upon this earth, being allured by ecstatic love of Lord Krishna. Have any of you heard this verse anywhere before?
Allured? Or?
The verse.
Ah.
We heard it just now. Okay. So you've got to pay attention, because we may ask questions. Okay. Okay, in Bengali, Chaitanya avatare Krishna preme lubda hoya. And lubda hoya, being very greedy, being very hungry. Chaitanya avatare Krishna preme lubda hoya. Brahma Shiva Sanakadi Priti Vitte Janmya. So, we can catch it mainly. Next verse. All of them, including the great sage Narad and devotees like Prahlad, came here as if human beings, chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna together and dancing and floating in the inundation of love of Godhead. And in Bengali, listen, because really Bengali is not so difficult and it's sweet. Krishna nama loya nache prema vanyava bhase narada praladadi ashe manushya prakashe. Manushya is man and prakashe in the form of human beings. So Krishna nama loya nache prema vanyaya bhase narada pralad adi ase manushya prakashe. Ase is came in the form of human beings. And you know the word Adi, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivas, Adi, Gaura Bhaktivinoda, Srivas, heading the Gaura Bhaktas, the devotees, so Srivas and so many, so heading. Okay, next verse. Oh, okay. Lakshmi Adi Kore Krishna Preme Lubda Hoya. And we just heard Lubda Hoya. The greed, with great greed. Lakshmi Adi Kori Krishna Preme Lubda Hoya Nama Prema Asvadila Manushye Janmya. And the only word Asvadila, this is taste. Oh, look, very good. Here we've got ourselves somebody who really knows all this. And if I say anything wrong, I try not to say wrong things, but if I say wrong things, please make sure we are right, because when you know, then it is less. Anyway, Lakshmi Adi Kore Krishna Preme Lubda Hoya Nama Prema Aspadila Manushye Janmya. We just had that. Manush, men, Janmya, taking birth. Men means humans. So, there's your translation. Okay, you want in English too. The goddess of fortune and others, allured by love of Krishna, also came down in the form of human beings and tasted the holy name of the Lord in love. Okay, next verse. In English, first. What to speak of others? Even Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, personally descends to taste the nectar of love of Godhead in the form of the chanting of Hare Krishna. And the verse, Anyera ka katha. What to speak of others? Anyera ka katha. Apane Vrajendra Nandana Avatari Korena Prema Rasa Asvadana. And we just had that Asvadana, taste. So, Avatari Korena, and Korena is to do, performs. Prema Rasa Asvadana. Prema Rasa. Rasa is rasa. We've been with Goswami Maharaj when he's trying to say, there's no translation of the word rasa because we don't have that word in English. Maybe you got it in Spanish or in something else, but the rasa is they translate as flavor or mood or whatever it may be, but it is rasa. Rasa is rasa. And what is prema? What's prema? Anybody knows? What?
Real love.
Pure love?
Yeah, love. Prema, love of God. But pure love we can say. So Krishna prema, Nama prema, we are hearing all these things. But prema also probably we don't have the translation either. Hare Krishna. So what to speak about? There's even Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, personally descends to taste the nectar of love of Godhead in the form of the chanting of Hare Krishna. Alright, next verse. What is the wonder if the maidservant of Krishna, his external energy, begs for love of Godhead? Without the mercy of a devotee and without the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, love of Godhead cannot be possible. Understand? Without the mercy of a devotee and without the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, love of Godhead cannot be possible. Come, have a seat. But there are mats here, at least 2 more mats. But we have a mat shortage. They may be up on the Samadhi or somewhere. We need to have another video. Okay, so Maya Dasi Prema Mage. So Mage, Prema Mage. She wants love. Okay, Prema, love. Mage, she wants. Maya Dasi Prema Mage. Ite ki Vismaya. This is what? A wonder? I mean, why should it be a wonder? Ite ki Vismaya. Sadhu Kripa Nama Bina Prema Na Janmaya. So Sadhu Kripa. Kripa means mercy. And Sadhu. Who is a Sadhu?
The devotee.
Okay, that's good. Who else can give another definition? Oh,
Madhusudan.
Guru. No, wrong answer. 2 right answers, 1 wrong answer.
Someone whose mind is always fixed on the Lord.
Also.
Sadhu, literal translation for me is one who sadhana is to take aim on an arrow. So sadhu is one who is focused and just going in one particular direction. Sadhana, doing penance.
Jai.
A saint.
The same. And Guru Maharaj had said one definition of a Vaishnava is somebody who makes a Vaishnava happy. who a Vaishnava is pleased with, he is a Vaishnava or she is a Vaishnava. So, Sadhu Kripa Nama Vina Prema. So this word Vina means without. So Vina Prema Na Janmaya. We know the word Janmaya. Krishna, Janmadin and all this. Birth doesn't take birth. Krishna, so Prema does not Na Janmaya take birth. So sadhu kripa, nama, bina, without, prema, na janmaya. So there you are. Now you're getting a little Bengali. So the whole verse, Maya, Maya dasi, prema mage, ite ki vismaya, sadhu kripa, nama, bina, prema na janmaya. Jai. So what is the wonder if the maidservant of Krishna, his external energy, begs for love of Godhead? Without the mercy of a devotee and without the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, love of Godhead cannot be possible. Okay? So, breakfast is soon, but not yet. Don't run out of the room. At breakfast time, see if you can remember. Without the mercy of a devotee and without chanting the holy name, you cannot get Krishna prema. Okay? And if you don't remember, will we still give breakfast? But some of these things are very simple, but we need to try to remember them. And now at lunchtime, okay, we won't try at lunchtime, but just try and see, when we discuss things in the morning, I can say how quickly we can forget these things, but when we are forewarned, then we can make an extra effort to think, yes, I must try to remember before lunch. Because we all have ego and we don't want our... This way we can use our ego properly. Because then, or our ego, we don't want to be... we don't want to fail, so we try harder. But still see how hard it is to do it.
Can you say it again?
Who will say it again? Oh, you've got the book. And you can say it.
Yo le digo en español.
Oh, say it in español.
Él dice que para adquirir el amor por Krishna hay que tener el guru, la misericordia del guru y cantar el santo nombre. Y que él está diciendo que a ver si lo recordamos de aquí al desayuno. Y sería mucho si al almuerzo.
La frase, el Vaishnava, eso es lo que quiero que repita.
Ah, que el Vaishnava
Sí, la
es
misericordia del
Vaishnava al hacer
Vaishnava.
feliz a otro Vaishnava.
Sadhu kripa, nama, vina, without that, prema, na, janmiya. Prema, not, is born. So we need sadhu kripa, mercy of the sadhus and the chanting of the name. Okay, next verse, we'll go on. We'll find more things to remember, more things to forget. Chaitanya gosaira lilara eta svabhava tribhuvana nache gaya paya prema bhava. Okay? So the only one, svabhava, the characteristic. So Chaitanya gosaira, and gosaira means it's of, so Chaitanya Gosai, Ra, Chaitanya Gosai Ra, Leela Ra, again, Leela Ra, Eta Svabhava, this characteristic. Tribhuvane, what's Tribhuvane? We hear it all the time. Tribhuvan. The three worlds, right? Yesterday, yes, maybe, but the day before yesterday, the kirtan in Santa Cruz. Oh, that's the day before. Anyway, when we were in Santa Cruz, it was like Tribhuvana. The sound of our kirtan was going to all the three worlds. It was like that, but we hear expressions like this in Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan in front of Jagannath and everything, like the whole of the three worlds were inundated by the sound of kirtan. So Tribhuvana. Tribhuvana nache. Dancing, nache. And Gaya. Nache, Gaya, Paya, Prema Bhava. Paya means achieve. Got. They get. Paya, Prema, Bhava. And Bhava is mood of Prema. So there you are. So Chaitanya Gosaira Leela Eta Svabhava Tribhuvana Nache Gaya Paya Prema Bhava. Yes?
Yes.
Next verse. Krishna Adi Ara Jata Stavara Jangama The Stavara and the Jangama means the moving and the stationary. Stavara and Jangama. Krishna Adi. Ara Jata Stavara Jangama. Krishna Preme Mata Kore Krishna Sankirtana. And Mata means going crazy. So, okay, the holy name of Krishna is so attractive that anyone who chants it, including all living entities, moving and non-moving, and even the Lord himself. So this, the translation is not following the order of the words, but there we are. Even the Lord himself becomes imbued with love of Krishna. This is the effect of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So, but the order of the... Anyway, just one more time we say the Bengali. We don't want to make it a Bengali lesson, but it's kind of sweet when we hear the Bengali. Krishna Adi, Arajata, Stavara, Jangama. Krishna Prema, Mata Kore, Krishna Sankirtana. Agree? Okay, very good. Next verse. I have also, Krishnadas Kaviraj is saying all this. He recited means he recorded this. I, Krishnadas Kaviraj, have heard from the mouth of Raghunath Das Goswami all that Swarup Damodar Goswami recorded in his notes about the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishnadas Kaviraj, who wrote the Chaitanya Charitamrita, he heard from the mouth of Raghunath Das Goswami all that was recorded in the notes of Swarup Damodar Goswami. And Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, they were the two, you can say, most intimate. They were with Mahaprabhu throughout all of that, like, extreme union in separation time, the latter part of Mahaprabhu's pastimes. So, who is Krishnadas Kaviraj getting his news from? From Raghunath Das Goswami, Swarup Damodar Goswami. So, this Krishnadas Kaviraj just explaining, I'm telling you these things, they're coming from them. And so, okay, Bengali, Swarupa Gosai, Karachaya, Jai Leela Likila, Raghunatha Dasa Mukhe, Jai Sabba Shunila. This sound I heard from his mouth. Se Sabba Leela Kahi Sankshepa Karya, Chaitanya Kripate Likhi Kshudra Jiva Haya. I do need the translation for this one. Kshudra Jiva Haya. Being a very insignificant living entity. Well, I should learn that first, shouldn't I? He's saying, I have briefly described those pastimes. Whatever I have written is by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, since I am an insignificant living being. Next verse. I have described but a fragment of the glories of Haridas Thakur. Hearing this satisfies the oral reception of every devotee. We are always devotees, but everybody happy to hear these things. And in Bengali, Haridas Thakurera kahilun mahimara kanna jahara shravane bhaktera juraya shravana. All right. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pare Jara Asha. Next line.
Chaitanya Charitamrita Gahe Krishna.
Yes. Because it's the last verse of almost every chapter. I think there is an exception here and there, but the last verse. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pare Jara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Rasa. Praying at the lotus feet of Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy. I, Krishna Ras, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. this ends the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Anjali, the third chapter, describing the glories of Srila Haridas Thakur, and in turn describing the glories of the holy name as shown by the life and preaching of Srila Haridas Thakur. And this book, much of this book, was written right at our temple, well, across the road from our actual temple, in Vrindavan, in Seva Kunj, the very heart, the very center of Vrindavan, physically, but the center of Vrindavan spiritually. And then Krishnadas Kaviraj installed the deity of, who knows, just put up your hand if you know. The deity, Vrindavan, Krishnadas Kaviraj's deity in Vrindavan. He's on the altar, those who've been there, the Radha Damodar temple on the left side. Vrindavan Chandra. Oh, Vrindavan Chandra. Anyhow. Not Vrindavan Chandra, but the V's. So anyway, Krishnadas Kaviraj, he wrote much of his Chaitanya Charitamrita there. And also we understand that near the join of Radha Kund and Shyama Kund, there is also a Vajan Kutir of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami near Govardhan Hill. So we know that they didn't stay in one place all the time. But as Sanatan Goswami, he established the Madana Mohan temple. He is completely detached, but he's established a temple. He's got like a specific place where you can say is associated with Sanatan Goswami in Vrindavan. And similarly with Rupa Goswami, the Govindaji temple, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Radha Raman temple, like this. So it's like specific places that you can identify with the different Goswamis. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he established Radha Vrindavan Chandra in Vrindavan, and those deities, they are on the altar now of the Radha Damodar temple. And that property, the actual original temple of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, came to Gurudev's service, came into his service by the wish of the leading Vaishnavas of Vrindavan. They wanted this to come into his hands. So that Krishnadas Kaviraj Memorial Building, that some of us know very well, that the building has manifest in the recent time. It was basically all rubble, and if you see any of the old photos, it was just you can say wasteland, but transcendental land in the middle of Vrindavan. But the temple part itself is original, the altar. You can see the altar, all very solid. That building part, it is original. And the accommodation, the hall in front, etc., has manifest there. So we have a special association, if you like. We feel very at home with Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj, not only through his writing, but we feel very close by having that savor in his temple. And his samadhi is just nearby, right beside Jiva Goswami's samadhi in Radha Damodar temple. Anyway, we came to the end of the chapter, and we can read some more. We can start a new chapter because we've got plenty of time. Yeah, but we can also hear and ask and share. Oh, you said yes, or did you start to ask something? Okay, I thought you were going to say something. Because Ananda Vigraha Prabhu also had a room very close to the altar of Krishnadas Kaviraj, of one of the Krishnadas Kaviraj. He had a room there. I thought you were going to add a little bit. And this last year, a year ago, he was a hero firefighter to put out an electric fire. Wiring done badly is very dangerous.
Where at?
In the Krishnadas Kaviraj building. And what was in there? Washing machine. The washing, you know what size a washing machine is? It's like this. It ended up as being this. this, like flat. It just, the washing machine became this tall. That's what kind of a fire. And he went in there and he put it out. And the whole room, yeah, smoke.
It wasn't really.
Huh?
I woke up in that black
Smoke.
And it was wet too, because of the water, the steam. So I dropped to the floor, but I was still kind of delirious. I didn't think about stepping on the electric wires. I just started throwing water on it.
Would you put it down?
Such an idiot, man. I mean, I'm throwing water on live electric wires and fire. It did put it out though, but that was scary.
Krishnadas Kaviraj says three things. Oh, not Krishnadas Kaviraj. Who this says? Chanaka Pandit. Chanaka Pandit said three things you need to attend to immediately. Don't take. One is fire. If you see fire, you don't go, later I'll take care of it. Fire is very fast. And those, I've seen fires and we've seen fires. And fire can quickly take over. When you catch it at the beginning, then, okay, now it's all managed. And just a small delay, very rapidly it can go, especially when there are curtains and things. So we've seen fires and we've seen how they start. So Chanaka Pandit said three things. Fire, health. Yes, health. There's something wrong with your health, attend to it straight away. Don't let it linger. You look after it. And then, number three, debt. To be in debt. Don't be in debt. You live according to your means. And if you are in debt, if unexpectedly you're in debt, you clear it as fast as possible. Just like the fire. You clear the fire as much as possible. You clean your health as soon as there's something going wrong. Put it right. And debt. All of these things, if you leave, they're insidious. They're very dangerous. If you want to lead a peaceful life, this is from Chanaka. All right. Anyway, that was every chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita is a wonderful chapter, but this chapter, the glories of the holy name, the glories of Haridas Thakur, the glories of the Vaishnavas, the way that from the upper planetary systems the gods want to take birth in this time of Mahaprabhu's mercy, the wave of Mahaprabhu's mercy. And our Sripad Nyasi Maharaj is continually saying, I don't know who you all are. Some of you could be, actually residents from upstairs, the higher plane who've come here. And it may well be. But if it is so, behave like one. Try and convince it. No. But we don't know who anybody is. And it is a long journey, we know. The journey to come in contact with the devotees. But then the journey to come in contact with Guru Maharaj and Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada, Srila Saraswati Thakur. This time we have to say it is a great fortune. And Guru Maharaj, he would say, we need to thank our lucky stars. Just thank our lucky stars. Anyhow?
Maharaj, can I ask a question?
Yes.
I've been thinking about just the method and the way we read. There's various ways that one can read Shastra. Like, we can read it for ourselves, we can read it for preaching, we can read it to share with specific individuals. And I've been thinking about how that angle, also dictates the conclusion that one draws or the message that one gets. Could you share a little bit of guidance on how to read, actually?
Well, we are always advised to read in the association of devotees as much as possible. Because otherwise we can get out of proportion some of the things which are mentioned in the scripture. Because in the scripture there are mentions of austerities. There are mentions of various severe austerities too, and various things which if we only take one part, we can take out of context what is our activity for the year 2019. And 2020, 21, 22, 23. All of Kali Yuga, what is our appropriate activity? So the scriptures, they are to help us, but the devotees are the ones who are going to really show us the proper context, the proper way to understand the scripture. And here we're reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, and although this particular section didn't have a single commentary, because it was, you can say, self-explanatory, the commentaries that are here, they are helping us. So when we read, we should read at least once in our life the Chaitanya Charitamrita, like with all of the commentaries and purports. And especially the first time we read the book, we should try to read fully, because there is so much in those purports. And it is wonderful to read it. But of course, it takes a long time to do that. So when we're reading alone, especially, we will be with the purports. And as Janardhan Maharaj pointed out, there's a difference between sitting and reading to oneself and reading and sharing. And actually reading and sharing, doing anything and sharing, taking prasadam by yourself or sharing the prasadam, doing so many things. When you're with the devotees, then a whole new kind of angle comes to it. And we are here to share. That is Mahaprabhu's mission. He's telling those that he's meeting everywhere, in all the towns and villages. You take the name and tell others to take the name. And you tell the others to tell others to take the name. And this way, in the Mahaprabhu's time, by his wish and potency, it's told that the whole of India was inundated. But then after that big tsunami wave, then there's been a big dip. But that after the dip, another wave comes. And that wave has come beginning with Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, then through Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, through to our present day that we see. This second wave, behind the first tsunami that covered India, this second wave has broken the water embankment, broken the embankment of the reservoir, and all over the world, even in California, so far away, the wave has come.
I remember it is the center of the world.
In the Vishaka Samhita. And in a way, America, as far as I know, I don't read the news at all, but certainly America, up until a few years ago, we understand, what America says. The world is all paying attention and listening. So America has some responsibility to try to say some sensible, some good things for the people.
Make America great again.
Because people follow. And what America does, sorry to say, look at India today, largely from MTV and the American movies. You go to the university and the students there, they lost it. They lost what is their culture. Just to go to India and say, oh, India, yes, you're going to find your spiritual life there. May not be a safe thing to do.
Well, even, I agree that, and Keith, Chaitanya, when they first went to India by boat, before they met Prabhupada, they came back so disheartened. They thought India was just the worst because it was so spiritually confusing. They came back depressed, and then on the side of in New York, they met Prabhupada, and here we are.
It is spiritually confusing, and the West is spiritually confusing if we don't have a guide and guidelines.
But they come spontaneously, right? Like Prabhupada just popping up on the street there and him seeing it. I agree with him running over and it all started from that conversation. It's just like divine intervention. Nityananda who wants it, so it happens.
Yes.
Out of nowhere. Isn't that?
Yes.
I do kid in the Pratiyata Kripa. Nityananda who calls us uninterrupted, unpredictable. He just popped up right there in New York on the side of the road. It's a miracle.
And when Srila Prabhupada had been trying and trying and trying, and he was going to the docks to see what is the itinerary for the returning boat. And then this time when, oh, I've tried everything, but it is not happening. Okay, this is your will. And then, from that time, everything changed around. According to the will of the Lord, everything will take place. We will try our best. All right, any question from anybody?
About that debt
Or
earlier.
any addition from anybody? Or anybody's? And Haridas Thakur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said of Haridas Thakur, Haridas Thakur, you are the exemplary Vaishnava, you are the exemplary chanter of the holy name. And Mahaprabhu said, and it's recorded in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu said to Haridas Thakur, there are those who, they are chanting the holy name and very serious to chant, everything like that, but they are not distributing it to others. And there are those who are very keen to distribute to others, but actually they're not really so good at chanting the holy name. I mean, they're not so meticulous about their chanting of the holy name. But you, Haridas Thakur, you are chanting 300,000 names a day, rigidly, like this he is doing, and he is distributing to others by his whole life example, that he was well behaved, chanting according to the vow that he took, and distributing. And Haridas Thakur is not just sitting under the tree. We associate him, of course, with the Siddha Bhopal tree in Vrindavan, the tree which is there now, where he used to chant under this tree. But there he is in the kirtan parties in front of Jagannath. And then when I'm reading this, I'm thinking, when did he have time to chant so many rounds and all these things? But he is dancing, he is chanting, and he's doing his japa, and he's well behaved. This is Haridas Thakur with the certificate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's kind of a pretty high certificate, pretty high certificate issuing authority of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in Jagannath Puri, Haridas Thakur's Samadhi is there, just very short distance from our temple in Puri. Chatak Pavat, and again, yesterday was very Govardhan oriented day, but our temple there in Puri also, maybe nobody mentioned yesterday that, but our Puri temple is also beside Gupta Govardhan, the Chatak Pavat area of Jagannath Puri, where Srila Saraswati Thakur also had his bhajan. And where Gadadhar Pandit worshipped his deity, Tota Gopinath.
Over there beside Saraswati Thakur's mark, that's the Govardhan over there.
Yes, correct. So just beside.
Right. What was your question you were going to ask? I was curious to hear it.
About the debt thing. Earlier, you said that Chanaka Pandits think about paying off debt immediately.
Don't get into debt.
Don't get into.
And if you do get, don't start a fire first. Prevention is better than the cure.
Was it Saraswati Thakur or was it Guru Maharaj said that you have taken on debt for service to Krishna?
Yes, Prabhu, there are other things.
Who said that?
No, that was Saraswati Thakur. When Guru Maharaj in Madras, Guru Maharaj took out a loan because they wanted to get an advance of the building advance in order to attract more donations, to show, oh look, we've got this much and we need more donation. And so with a strategy, Guru Maharaj took out a loan, and he was somewhat nervous that, perhaps Saraswati Thakur won't be pleased by this. But when Srila Saraswati Thakur, when they came and explained to Saraswati Thakur, actually to get it like you see it now or how it is now, then we took out a loan. then Guru Maharaj is a little cautious, but Saraswati Thakur said, yes, you have done properly. Now you have committed yourself in service. Now, in order to repay that loan, then you've committed yourself in service. So, there is a proper context for everything. There's a proper context for fire. We will cook nice prasadam on fire. Anyway, we've read Chaitanya Charitamrita. I don't think we're going to start the next chapter now.
What is
But that, it's Sanatana Goswami. Next chapter is Sanatana Goswami visits the Lord at Jagannath Puri, which is also a wonderful chapter. I mean, not also, every chapter is a wonderful chapter. And this is why Chaitanya Charitamrita, we should really try to make it our daily breakfast, spiritual breakfast food. And most of you live at home, in your homes, then you try to make some time before your day starts. And if you are reading Chaitanya Charitamrita at home, start at word 1, page 1, letter 1, and then every word all the way through, and go through consistently. But not that this is the only thing we want to hear from Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. Means we try to keep running parallel, maybe at different times of our day, the reading of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. You can't read everything, but we are getting Chaitanya Charitamrita from Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. We're getting the conception, like we're asking about how we read. So we want to be understanding everything in the proper way. They will help us understand it. And as much as possible, try to be with devotees. But that doesn't mean, we leave the temple, we're not going to have any morning sadhana. And I've probably got some bookmark. Anyway, we're not going to go running around finding it now. Of Guru Maharaj and of Gurudev talking about sadhana. That sadhana is important for us. It's not that, we're not ISKCON, we don't have any sadhana. No, we have sadhana. But we have sadhana of the heart, that we want to do something and cultivate the desire to want to do, rather than like a forced thing, in Gurukul or something that you have to sit on.
And Gurudev would sit there so many times, and he'd sometimes tell us, you think I'm just sitting, you think I'm just sitting, but actually I'm doing so many savers right now.
Right. Because he's got his strategizing and everything to do, and he's thinking about the devotees. Many things.
And he used to run up this hill. They said yesterday in a cart, when he first got here, he used to run up that hill every morning. Like, some people couldn't even keep up with it. You remember that, Krishna, right?
Gurudev running up the hill?
Yeah, well, he could walk up the hill with his stick. Like,
oh,
it
yeah.
was like every day, and people couldn't keep up with him.
Well, particularly on the path where everybody's tents are, he would definitely go up there every day.
Yeah.
And walk around.
People that were asleep would be like, oh shit.
But he did run in Australia.
Oh yes, on the beach.
Yeah, and deliberately he ran to give a kick in the butt, seeing as this is the language of it, to give a kick in the butt to one of our sweet devotees who didn't like to exert himself at speed at all. Gurudev said, I'll show you. And Gurudev goes running down the beach, which got everybody running. With a purpose, Gurudev ran. Behind Balabhadra Prabhu's house, he lives near the sea. On that area, the seashore is flat. You were there? No. Not there. Yeah. Hare Krishna. All right. Yes. Yes. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Okay, oh, it's going to be breakfast time. I won't ask now. Breakfast time. You can do some homework in your brain and find out what you're meant to have remembered. And then, yes, we're going to sing. And then we can sing nice Hari Hari. But Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Sri Hari Nama Sankirtan ki jai, Jai Shri Sadhu Sangha ki jai, Jai Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai, Shri Shri Guru Govinda Mela Girid Hari Ju ki jai, and all Himandi Hari, Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Shri Krishna's Kaviraj Prasad. So do you want me to sing it? No. The pause was I thought someone was going to sing. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra.
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 Radhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Radhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Rupa Sanatan Yata Raghunatha.
Jaya Rupa Sanatan Yata Raghunatha.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Jata Raghunatha.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Jata Raghunatha.
Jai Gosai Gauri Charanamata.
Jai Gosai Gauri Charanamata.
Jai Chaitanya Chaitapura.
Jai Chaitanya Chaitapura.
Jai Gosai Jagui Tarada.
Jai Gosai Jagui Tarada.
Vasavara Parade Mura Pantaka.
Vasavara Parade Mura Pantaka.
Hare Racharan Sevi Vasasaneva.
Hare Racharan Sevi Vasasaneva.
Janame Janame Kora Heya Bila.
Janame Janame Kora Heya Bila.
Jai Gosai Jabe Bhage Koyama.
Jai Gosai Jabe Bhage Koyama.
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prabha.
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prabha.
Anande Golo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Anande Golo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Anande Golo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Anande
Bhavika Giridhari Juki Jai. Jai Navadeep Chaitanya Saraswati Saprika Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar Juki Jai. Jai Shri Vrindavan Chaitanya Saraswati Saprika Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhava Rasa Vihari Juki Jai. And in Govardhan Jai Shri Anu Giriraj Juki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parabrajak Jai Astatar Sada Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parabrajak Jai Astatar Sada Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Rockok Sri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga Ki Jai. Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat Ki Jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's deity Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Ki Jai. And also on the altar Shri Jiva Goswami's deity Shri Radha Damodar Juki Jai. And also on the altar to the right, Shri Radha Madhava of Jayadev Goswami. Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai. And the next to the right, who knows? Shri Radha Chayal Chikan of Bhurgava Goswami. Shri Radha Chayal Chikan Ki Jai. This is Krishna. Krishna, a child chicken means who doesn't quite tell exactly the truth sometimes, in a mischievous way. Krishna can do this. Okay. And Sanatana Goswami, Shri Govardhan Shila, given to him by Krishna, Ki Jai. Jai Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Bhajan Kutir Ki Jai. Jiva Goswami Samadhi Ki Jai. Shri Rupadas Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Goswami's Bhajan Kutir Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Goswami Samadhi Mandir Ki Jai. Rupa Goswami Samadhi Mandir Ki Jai. Jai Shri Radha Damodar Mandir Parikrama Ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhakti Bimal Abadut Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhakti Vijay Chidakram Maharaj Ki Jai. And who I missed out, I don't know. Jai Shri Goswami Maharaj. Jai Shri Bhakti Sri Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj Ki
Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Brinda Ki Jai. And then all of the Shri Sannyasi Varga Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Vigrahanyasi Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Kamal Tyagi Maharaj Ki Jai. All of the devotees Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. She said, all of the assembled devotees Ki Jai. All the unassembled devotees Ki Jai. And as Janardhan Maharaj sometimes says, all the disassembled devotees Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Shri Govinda Mela Ki Jai. So have a wonderful Mela day. Successful day. Wishing you all a successful Seva day at the Mela. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Now we're sure Madhusudan Maharaj lives in Vrindavan.
Govinda, Govinda. Hey, I started with Navadip.
He doesn't step out from Vrindavan. He's Brijavasi.
Hare Krishna. Time for prasadam. Govinda, 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 Govinda.
To make a circle come back, instead of making new points. We pay for our practice.
That's true. That is true.
I cannot say, I cannot.
That's a long trip. Sorry, we can get
This is in my mind. We're talking all about sadhana and about listening to the books. I still listen to that Chaitanya Bhagavat. You recommended to me. Yeah, and I think I gave it back to you. It's properly because it was the thing is, I can't put it on the Max website. I can't make it public, but I can put it there. But like you said, when you get over the first couple of chapters, losing is too high, and you think, okay, yeah, but then they figured out it's too high.
Okay, we can do some program. Or there's two more devotees there.
And the building is now,
Yeah, we're close by. So there's a devotee there, Madhusudan, who lives in Las Vegas. He's a devotee in our town, he lives there. And they don't get to go to Ranjan so much. So they're always happy when devotees visit. They'll do some home program or something. We have a good apartment. For vacation, where's it? Okay. Yeah, great. So, very cool. We built a theater there, so we were there a lot now. Yeah. So we're living there for now. Maybe in 3 or 4 months we'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember something.
Now we're there, so it'll be great. We can go.
Our friends are
Well, maybe just temporary. But now we should like 100.
I'm reading about his own.
we have 9:30 to 10.
So we're very happy we can do some programs. We need to do Harinam on the
Try to remember the job. I remember
next week.
Places in some years there, but I'm like,
Oh, good. Okay, so I'll be in Arizona next week for business. But then next week
we've traveled to done festivals, we have
great. What do you do? Like a home program?
We don't need to
other devotees.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but if you have a,
I would like to
have
stay
a place
there.
tonight, but we can at least do a program.
Maharaj is coming there.
And you could also do your family like you do like a kirtan on the street. Have you seen there's the Lord Brahma? I know, I go trade shows all the time. It's exhausting.
He shows the age of Krishna when he's blossoming, becoming relaxed.
We also, you can also just visit. We have a pool, we have you can also just rest, just hang out.
From like graduation. like becoming adult, like the sense
I'm getting older.
adult. From like being a kid to being like attractive.
Okay, well, we can just come over and read some of Gurudev's book and have some tea. So, you have your phone?
I got my computers, but I have no time.
Yeah, but you can write down my number.
He's down
Where is it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Media or Infinity Media on YouTube. He wrote all the books, Srila and His Grace, Golden Volcano, producing all this with devotees.
This was a big video for me.
I don't think he was making a big video, maybe somebody did.
It's a small, it was a big one.
It's powerful stuff. You know, on YouTube, Infinity Media, check it out. They have 3 times of live broadcast from tonight. They have a lot of recordings. And you also can ask questions.
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of people are listening to him because he has a specific point of view, and there's like a lot of cut lectures, like in different fields from humor to ontology.
What's the short name in front of this one?
Bhakti from here. Bhakti from here. Go. How have you been?
Maharaj, it's good to see you.
Yay.
Hi.
Enjoy the festival, just arrived?
I didn't join the festival yet.
Good.
I was able to get all day off from home today.
Yes. We have amazing programs this year. Yes, thank you. But today will be initiations, and that means it will be a big person again. So many people, such intense. Very good. Programs all non-stop. From fun to creative. Have you took breakfast?
Have you took breakfast?
Let's go take.
No,
we just finished the art.
Here's little baby.
You asking me now? Yeah, of course.
All the taking
Do you have a basket for me? I don't have a basket.
yo me detení con la ropa que estaba en la lavadora. Sí, salí grande. No sé, o sea, se vino con mi ropa lavada. Y como ella no fue a sacar la ropa, o sea, uno no puede dejar la ropa en la lavadora porque no lo necesita, entonces esa la metió en la lavadora.
No, es que esa es la dinámica. Esa persona tiene la secadora de arriba, la mente, ¿sabes? Como un
pero ahí había una nota que decía no meter esta ropa en la secadora de sobre la lavadora. Entonces yo dije,
And then we're probably going to put some of these snacks along that wall. We're going to take your time.
The garland's up in the air.
Okay. Okay.
You can start, pretty much start in the front and work your way.
Yeah. How are you today? Good. How are you? Isn't it nice? Especially when you're festive. Oh yeah, exactly. I don't want to talk bad about any of this kind of thing. I have to say you can't do this. I don't see it. They're not. Sometimes they can be out in the pool. Oh yeah.
Somebody to bring down the chair, somebody.
I've got one question. Do we have more than one stone to grind sandalwood?
We should in the Pujari room.
It should be in the Pujari. If you go in the Pujari room, there's a white cabinet. Somewhere on there is a bunch of stuff. If it's not there, there's some big trunks there. And they should be with you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You're busy. You're busy.
There's the secret.
Do you want me to go and point you in the direction? Or you're okay?
You're busy. I'll
Srila, what are you doing?
What's that?
What are you doing?
I'm going to take Prashana, but I'm looking for Vinyarani. Because I got incense. Oh, you gave her incense?
Well, I have a box of incense there for whoever needs incense in the back.
Oh, all right. So I just add this.
And here is... People are taking this food.
Okay, what else, Krishna? Great.
Okay, so we can take, we're going to have, let's just put all of my donuts. Maybe not all of them. That's, whatever's fitting on the brick can stay, and the other ones we can move. Yeah, be really, really, really careful.
I'm gonna use the grass.
It's beautiful, though, really. So much wonderful association.
Oh, yeah. Hey, is Suresh okay?
Yeah, she's back. She's out of the
I heard she
hospital.
was in the hospital.
Yeah, she was.
That's sad.
Yeah.
What's going on in here?
Initiation. So we can probably set out about 8 mats starting here in a row, and then we can have a row.
Okay, 2 rows.
Okay, so we can set these like all the way to here.
Okay, now that's 8. Did you want me to set some in the doorway too, or?
Yeah, you can put one in there.
I'll be around for you. It's good to see you.
We go get showered up, ready for second. Nice setup here.
Oh, initiation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of this are taking today.
Excellent.
And a lot of new God brothers too. A lot of people are taking it first today.
Just wash your hands before you do stuff. Come here.
Priya?
So she is up with Janardhan Maharaj.
It was less than that over 3 days. I went twice. One of the times I went for 3 days. But we were saying it's fast. I was trying to go out and collect and also trying to, go to all of these classes. But when he was there, when I collected, when I got to collecting him, it was really ecstatic. I'll see you a little later. No, I got you up. I saw it earlier. I think we went to a Stanford or a bar.
taking red first. This is for Ricardo, because the daughter doesn't have a name. Krishna Priya?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what basket I take in?
Well, you have to see, well, no, those are set up by certain people. Did you set up your own map right yet?
No.
You guys set up?
Maharaj just told me to come back and...
We'll talk to President, because some of these belong with people. So ask her, for sure.
Yeah.
I have to make one basket.
Or else.
You could draw your two up on and everything.
I did.
And, yeah. What are you going to start?
Everybody was trying to,
Okay, let's make them.
think we have 8 here.
No, I'm just loading it in my car. Tonight
Not needed. Maybe you can put it on. Yeah, on yourself, but not off her. Okay. Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay, good.
Shana, you have the garlands, right? All 3 of them, huh? It says Didi garlands.
We are playing hide and seek. So you
The other garlands are here. I put them on the altar already.
So you have everything?
Well, I'm counting right now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, there you are. You see?
Okay, you know.
Perfect.
You know. They're all beautiful Maha garlands. So there's 8 Maha garlands in there.
Targeting!
And this is Maha flowers.
Okay, well, there's flowers,
Okay. Where you want these?
Yes.
Mix them in. Or if you want, oh,
No, this is Maha.
No, I mean, with these?
No, this is Maha and this is Maha. These are both Maha. I'm gonna go with these. So
Okay,
maybe
both of these two?
No.
Okay, we'll put the garlands where someone can put them on
Yeah,
in the
that's
outside,
what I
over there or something. Then, yeah, you need a chair for them? You want a chair?
I'm not sure where I'm going to be.
Well, this is usually the good spot to be.
Probably be here, yeah. I think
So you can move back and forth.
this is it. Yeah.
Usually I would do it, but my camera's broken.
Oh, would you? Okay. Is
my,
it?
my camera's broken.
Oh.
My phone is broken. So much. Yeah. I just don't have. we need to put this table actually. I need that here. Yeah, I know. And it should go this way. And then we sit on that side. Okay?
Are you sure you don't want to just use like a chair like that?
No, he likes this chair. He likes this chair. Everything's set up the way he likes. And these are for the sannyasis, and then these over here for the initiates.
Krishna Priya, I couldn't find an envelope.
There's a box there, I don't know where it went. Okay, just leave them right there, sweetie. If you want to sit in the front, sit. Sit here. You can be the first one. Everybody should keep their baskets open. So then all the initiates will sit over here.
Okay, so those who are getting initiated can come and sit on a place. Your basket's here.
Oh, okay.
Put your name on the envelope.
I think there's 10. Yeah, if you want to put the recipes here.
Yeah, they can sit inside. Everyone who's ready can come and get their basket.
So lovely. I did this time when I was 4. I didn't have them. You did? Yeah, I put them in the spring. Oh, it's so fun.
I'm sure they'll be very happy to receive them from you. You actually can bring the basket and just put it here so that you're ready.
There. Made a bouquet for him.
Very lovely.
What's her those? What is that?
Those are java beads.
You're going to get one of these to Chaitanya. These are made from Tulsi. Remember we have the Tulsi class? These are made from Tulsi. So pick here in front over on this side.
We really should have saffron cloth for all the chairs.
I don't like that.
For the pictures.
Yeah. Well, we need to really organize this next year with the initiation, like a class for everybody. Anyway,
Well, there's a class after.
well, there should be a class before.
Maharaj talked to people yesterday that it wasn't.
But we need to have like everybody
It's true.
interested. Just like, you know, one whoever interested in that.
Yeah,
They can
it's
just
true.
go around. I understand that.
Sometimes I sit.
It can never be included every year.
Yeah, I like that.
And that way, we're not.
I like this one.
I mean, I did. You want to put that feet on?
And I like him. This one.
Oh,
And this one.
Yeah, that's right.
I like this one and this one. Those are both of you.
It's like a clock. It's up in the sewing room. There's about 5 yards of the saffron clock. It's draped over one of the chairs.
Okay.
It's not that light. It's an upholstery. Yeah.
Oh, was that for this though? Was it for
I
group?
don't care. You can say the ones that I bought.
Okay. No, I can't find
top of the model, there's a cushion.
Somebody's getting initiated, right? From the kids. We're trying to figure out where we can practice the play. And Jag Goranga is getting.
We're doing on the back porch. We're going to have the fire sacrifice.
Yeah, we can do that. Where's the boxes that were here? Where's all the? I see my. And where's the first one? Oh, 2 of you, 3 of you.
No, there's going to be 10.
Oh,
10.
Oh my God. Wow. Exciting.
You and me together. See that cloth? Okay, yeah. I know. That's right. I'm looking for the future. We should try. Yeah, we can sit down and write that out. We're learning every year.
Linda.
Why do they put flowers there on the ground? I don't know. This is my first time doing this. Just like,
So, normally the tilak doesn't go on the arm here. Well, Puma Krishna put it on him.
I would just go wash it off and put on your arm. But that's fine. But just maybe.
All of fine.
Yeah, I mean you can put. This is not here. This is not. That would, yeah, the arm here and your shoulder.
And then if you want it tighter, you can. Your mama can help you, okay?
I